Funny Reddit posts and comments. Every Sunday 3 PM British time. What things really make you cringe? When people post selfies of them crying. No joke, my friend's sister posted crying selfies of her and her kids when they had their dog put to sleep with the dead dog. Like, that's a private moment of grief, not a selfie opportunity. Ugh, I'm cringing so hard just reading this. What is wrong with people? Well, and the picture isn't even the worst part. It's when you think more about it. Hugging a dead dog, crying, making sure you got the most flattering crying angle, taking a few just to get it right, getting up in your kids' faces, and posting one of their most painful moments online. Like, did they pose the dead dog to make it look sadder? No idea. I will never forget it. Self-diagnosed psychopaths. Reminds of that I'm a sociopath Reddit thread where he unironically said head a lot. Got a link? Heh. There is actually a whole documentary about a guy whose whole identity is based on him being a self-professed psychopath. He goes and takes loads and loads of tests to prove it, and it is exactly as cringy as you think. Link. Seems like something a psychopath would do. That's what he wants you to think. Influencers asking for support during these times. Or people who are influencers without having done anything. I get it, that people will be influenced by famous people like singers, sports players, politicians, actors, etc. But the idea that influencing in itself is a career is ducking stupid. Way back when, people used to say that certain celebrities were famous for being famous, but it was a joking way of saying that they hadn't done anything of note in a long time. Now it seems like there really are people who are well known who have never actually done anything but promote themselves. When I remember my high school interactions in general. Go read your old Facebook posts. Duck. That's why I love that you delete those old posts as they show up in the memories folder. Not so much an interaction, but I took my senior year school photo as a joke and thought I would be super goofy looking. I had long hair, I'm a guy BTW, and pulled it into a weird top pony and flared it out. I kept looking behind me at the line for some kind of approval, and the photographer even asked me 3 times if this is what I really wanted. Now I have to live with that for the rest of my life when I pull out the yearbook. Edit. For all of you asking for the pic, here you go. I graduated 2015. Edit #2. My first golds. Thank you so much, kind strangers. You are all making these dark times a little lighter right now. The time I was talking too loud at a wedding when I wasn't supposed to, and everyone at the wedding turned around to see what butthole wouldn't shut up. I was across a table from some friends who did this during the reception speeches because they didn't realize what was happening. The bride's brother is a pretty well-known actor and happened to be 5 feet away from them giving his speech, which he stopped in the middle to yell at them to shut up. I hope it was Stephen Baldwin. Recordings of my own voice. Yes, I always sound congested. Why does every other voice on the planet sound like Morgan Duckin Freeman and mine sounds like Gilbert Gottfried on helium? Mine sounds like goddamn Donald Duck. I knew this exchange student in HS that sounded like Kermit W/ a heavy Japanese accent. Hi-ho, Kenji the Frog here. People who post vague status updates on social media, such as the most horrible thing just happened to me, without providing any context. It's a cheap way for people to fish for attention, and it creates unnecessary worry for the people who care about them. Just got back from the emergency room. Bonus points if they post a picture of the hospital bracelet. I don't want to talk about it, emkay. Videos of people getting caught in lies. Oh, I need to see some of these strangely. Check out r/confident lying correct. Oh wow. I tried to watch the top posts of all time, but it was just too much for me. Good call. My brother-in-law. The way he tries to flirt with anything with a pair of boobs and is 2 decades younger than he is. Mostly female servers at restaurants. He treats male servers like poop. He tries to touch their hair or their shoulders without permission and makes the lamest jokes that no one ever laughs at except for him. The man hasn't shaved in years, and from the smell of it probably doesn't bathe as often as he should either. He smells like dog and burritos. I married his twin brother. I feel like I married the name brand version and his brother is the dollar store version. When I remember that I do have a boyfriend, he just goes to another school thing. As an adult with a real girlfriend in another country, I feel like a high school fraud when it comes up. Lol. How did that happen? Don't worry, I believe you. I met my wife on Christian Mingle. She lived in Michigan. I lived in a place in Canada you've never heard of. Wait, you live in Canada? That makes your GF the fraud when she has to say oh I have a BF. He lives somewhere in Canada. Lol. Lol no, I did. I moved to Michigan and married her. We technically could have been on 90 Day Fiancé. Hey, do you like watching memes? If you do, make sure to check out my other channel, Meme Cheese. I post hilarious weekly memes every Sunday and memes from different topics randomly. Make sure to subscribe. Link to the channel is below. Those videos of guys trying really hard to be sexy biting their lips and looking down and brushing their hair back. They make me cringe so hard. So literally everyone on TikTok. I can't wait until the kids grow out of TikTok. And then someone copies Vine again, and another generation will get addicted to it. Vine has become its own self-propagating cycle in its untimely demise. Every time I'm in a group of people, I always say the wrong thing and they look at me like I have 3 heads and a penis growing out of my forehead. Wait, which forehead? If you have 3 heads that means you have 3 foreheads. All 3. So you have 6 heads? Nice. Nice. When people make a joke but nobody laughs, and it's just quiet, I can occasionally be funny, but I must have a weird to subtle delivery, because there's usually a couple seconds of delay before my friends/coworkers laugh in a I'm just now processing what you said, and hey that's hilarious, kind of way. But for those few seconds, when I think it missed, my soul shrivels up a bit. YouTube comment threads that are essentially an endless string of who else is listening in 2020, or the new trend, nudity 0%, autotune 0%, bad music 0%, talent 100%, 100% reasons to remember the name. My face when I see it on video. I consider myself a good looking gal, but when I see my face on videos I look absolutely different from what I look in mirrors and pictures, whether selfies or that others take. Looking like a damn squirrel fish. And now video chat is required for work. The whole time I'm thinking oh god is this what I look like? Snapchat had me thinking I was cute. Then I downloaded Zoom, and oh the horror. Seeing an adult complain like a child to waiters, cashiers, etc. My aunt flipped her poop at a game store employee because they didn't give her a good amount of money for a copy of Final Fantasy on PS3. Keep in mind she's in her 40s. Was it GameStop? I bet it was GameStop. Yep. When people film themselves doing something really generous and heartfelt for someone in dire need, for instance a homeless person. Mate, give them the money or the food, or whatever, and get on with your life. I cringe at how that person must feel to have a camera or phone shoved in their face while they're accepting someone's shallow charity. I'm glad the person in need benefits, but I can't bear to watch them. Second-hand embarrassment. It makes me physically ill. Someone obviously showing off at doing something when they're not that good at it really gets to me. The worst is when someone is singing along to a song, but instead of just vibing and singing for their own pleasure, they're looking around to make sure that other people are watching them sing. It's the worst. Just to be clear, doing something badly just because you enjoy it is encouraged and celebrated. You should see me on a dance floor. It's like an epileptic octopus. It's when the person doing it thinks they're good at it and has that smugness or attitude and is doing it for praise from other people, but they are not actually good at that thing. Watching the auditions force factor makes me feel sick. Thanks for watching the video guys. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss an upload. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter for exclusive updates and content as well. Goodbye.